welcome back to my channel. My name is Amelia and today I wanted to give you the second part to my bad booktuber confessions video, and that is bad reader confessions, because I am also a bad reader. So, getting into the video. Number one, I don't read a lot. This might sound a little bit strange, but I literally don't set aside time for reading. I will do it when I am bored. And never else. I'll do it when I'm bored and when I'm about to go to bed, and that means that I don't get a lot of reading in. I don't get through things very quickly. I have to kind of squeeze all of my efforts into when I am just reading one thing in the little space of time before I go to bed. I try to read at least 50 pages a day. A lot of days it doesn't work out like that, and I end up only reading like 10 pages, or even some days I don't read at all, depending on how I am feeling with regards to the book I'm reading and with regards to the amount of other things I want to do. Oftentimes I will choose to write or draw instead of read, and that means that I don't read books very fast, and I don't get through them, and I generally don't do so well on keeping up with reading challenges just because I don't spend a lot of time reading. Confession number two. I know that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I'm well aware of that. But if a book has an ugly cover, I won't buy it. I want to make my shelves look as gorgeous as possible, and I already have several books, which I'm keeping because I love, that don't have all that nice covers, and I just want this to look aesthetic and pleasing to the eye and things like that. So I will genuinely discern whether I want to buy something on Kindle or in physical, depending entirely on the cover, especially if the prices are similar. 3. I prefer audiobooks 100% of the time and always. I literally, if I have the option to pick an audiobook, I will pick an audiobook. So, Amelia, why do you have so many physical books? The reason for that is because I don't have access to audiobooks. I don't have Audible, and my local library doesn't do audiobooks, so I genuinely don't have any audiobooks that I can listen to. I always, when I buy a book, it's always, do you want to add Audible purchase? And I don't have Audible because I'm poor and I can't afford Audible on top of everything else. The closest I have is Spotify. I might end up using the BBC Sounds thing that they've got going on, but they mostly have biographies, and generally, as much as I love audiobooks, I just don't have the option to listen to them. 4. I will rate a book lower if I didn't like the political opinions of the author. I know that that's kind of a hot topic, but if an author spends like an entire paragraph ranting about their opinion of religion or something like, or some hot button topic like that, and I disagree with them and I think it wasn't necessary to the story, I don't think it added to the character's characterization, I will probably take a star off just for that, because I don't think, like, there is a time where politics is important to a story, and obviously that's important. In Six of Crows you have the whole politics of the greedy rich and the people living in squalor just because all of the money goes to this one group of people. Like, that's important politics that you have to discuss. It's relevant to the story and it's important. But there are other books where it just spends like a paragraph getting political for no reason, and it doesn't really add to the story, and it just takes you out of things. And oftentimes this is not like, even when it's something that I agree with, I occasionally will find it just a little jarring, and I don't personally like when it's overt. Like, if it's a theme, if you want to make that a theme of your story, I feel like you have to put it in beneath everything else. Like, outright saying it is just bad writing, in my opinion, and that's how I judge if something is badly written, is based on, like, do they have to state the main character's political opinions outright? And if they do, it's probably bad writing, because you are telling and not showing. 5. I am easily offended. I recently read The Price Guide to the Occult, and they always talked about real witchcraft as something different from New Age witchcraft, and like, that's not an important topic to anyone but me, but like, the idea that New Age practices are not real is just so annoying and frustrating. I just hate it so much, just constantly this barrage of, well, and it happens a lot when people write witchcraft books where they have modern witches that do the magical realism thing with witchcraft, because they will make their witch, but they can't just make her like the normal modern kind of witch. They have to make her like not like those fake witches and things like that, and it's really, really annoying to read. It would be like having a character who's like having, I want to think of a good comparison. It would be like having, like, you had a bunch of doctors and then you had Iron Man and you were like a bunch of scientists, physicists, whatever, and then you have Tony Stark and he's like, I'm not like those fake physicists, and it's like, it's just annoying. 5. I tend to prejudge books based on reviews. I also read Circe this year, and my friend sent me a bunch of reviews before I started reading it, which were like, this thing is like super problematic about it, and I was like, oh damn, is it really gonna be that bad? And then I read it and I was trying to like it, but I was always thinking of those reviews and I was paying attention to those things because of those reviews, and then I was like, oh shit, it's that bad. And I don't know if my experience would have been the same had I not been shown those reviews. Confession number 7. I dog ear my books.